Let us turn to the telephones once again and talk to Neil Ashbaugh, who visited with us just a few months ago, and he's back with us again. Neil is the president and CEO of New Century Careers. And Neil, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us here today. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. When we talked with you a few months ago, Neil, it was all about opportunity, and there are some tremendous opportunities for folks to get themselves set up with a career. What's the update?
Well, yes, indeed, the opportunity still exists, and it's actually still growing, Todd. Right now, especially as we continue to start to see the relaxation in some of the COVID protocols around doing things like on-site training and job placement. We're busier more now than ever. So we're training. We've got our sites open both on the south side of Pittsburgh, but more importantly for your listeners, the Adult Education Center at Eastern Westmoreland CTC, the VOTEC there, is offering open enrollment for our evening Manufacturing 2000 class, and I know for certain that those people that are finishing those classes are ending up in careers and jobs in the area with great manufacturers.
Yeah, well, there certainly are opportunities and people looking for workers, just the kind of workers that you're training. And now explain what open enrollment means.
Sure. This means that our Eastern Westmoreland classes are set up so that an individual, when they decide to join in and start the training to become a machinist, they don't have to start with a cohort or a group of others. They can start at their own pace and design and develop their own tailored training schedule Monday through Friday evening. And again, they can start at any time. So normally at our south side, we wait until we have a group of people, like a traditional class. But at Eastern, it's open enrollment all the time. So when a person makes that important decision, we're there instantly to start serving their interests and their needs.
All right, so the kinds of careers we're talking about, the kinds you use that word manufacturing because that's really what it's all about, the kinds of manufacturing jobs for which New Century Careers is training folks. Let's give an overview so folks can understand where they might fit in.
Sure. We're training people basic skills like blueprint reading and how to use measuring tools and hand tools that are predominantly used in what we would call...
Uh-oh, you're breaking up on me there, Neil.
And basically those are big fancy words for we're making metal components and parts. And those parts and components can go into just about any industry, whether it's medical, aerospace, defense-related articles. They can go even into metal packaging like aluminum cans. So there's a wide variety of shops and businesses and manufacturers throughout southwestern PA that need quality people that can use this high production, high precision machinery to really produce components that are used all over the world to make a variety of products that even you and I use and may not even realize that a machinist probably touched that part or component that went into that device you're using. I'm driving in my car and I can think of dozens and dozens of parts that are made with machinists, by machinists, that go into our cars. So that's just one example.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Neil, I know that as industry expands and technology comes along with the innovations and changes that the training demands also change. For instance, robotics is one field that we hear is just making tremendous strides, exponential strides. Do you address things in that area?
Yeah, glad you asked, because we are updating some of our technologies ourselves. We're bringing online our first ever robotic arm at our center on the south side and at Eastern Westmoreland because of a wonderful, gracious grant by the Department of Labor and Industry. We're able to now put in a brand new piece of production equipment at the school that will have some of the latest CNC controls that are commonly seen in production companies, but right there at the center, so that our students will have the latest and greatest technology to be using. We also introduced a brand new 2-year registered robotics technician apprenticeship, and that's to help train people that are already in jobs in manufacturing to upskill and become experts around robotics and automation solutions that, again, are being used all throughout southwestern PA by these wonderful manufacturers we have in our area.
Neil Ashbaugh is our guest. New Century Careers, working at the Eastern Westmoreland County Boat Tech School, which is the way we colloquially refer to it, and out of Pittsburgh as well. Somebody listening to this might say to themselves, you know, I've got the time here, and I've sort of got an inkling that I'd like to get into this, but I might not be able to afford it. I'm sure that there are ways that you can address affordability, right?
Yeah. So the greatest secret of our program is for those people that are interested in getting into these jobs but are not currently in a manufacturing role right now, it's free. It's totally tuition free. We have a great group of foundations and corporate sponsors who make it so that the training costs nothing to the trainee. Now, if you're listening and you're an employee of a current manufacturing company and you want to upskill or learn more than what you know today and go through some of our programming, well, then there is a small fee, but that's usually between us and the company. So indirectly, the training still would be free pretty much to the person. So yes, free is a scary word, but it's a truthful word.
Absolutely. Well, the thing about it is these companies are so desperate to find workers and skilled workers, trained workers, that they probably say to themselves, it's well worth it for us to help New Century Careers or anybody else that's training workers to get these people online for us.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody is trying to do the same thing right now, Todd, and that's meet the expectations of their customers. And the only way you meet the expectations of any customer is to provide a high-quality product. And you can't create a high-quality product without a high-quality person. So, indeed, companies are doing the right things, investing in a lot of training right now. They're pursuing free apprenticeships and apprenticeship programs, and that is so important not only to the companies, but to the individuals and to our regional economy.
All right, so folks might be really, really interested in it now, especially since you kept throwing that word free out there. So yeah. Where are they going to learn more about New Century Careers?
Absolutely. So there's a couple places. Probably the best place that I would refer anybody would be our website, which is NC and then the word squared, written out, ncsquared.com. Or if anybody wants to call and get more information, you can call our Pittsburgh offices at 412-258-6620. And option 4 is a listing of all about getting to our staff to talk about the Manufacturing 2000 program.
Now, for the Eastern Westmoreland site, for folks, just give us a geographic area. Where do the students who are there come from? I know Eastern Indiana County or Southeastern Indiana County is one really hot area for you, but those students geographically, what area are we talking about?
Yeah, they come from probably a good 20-mile, 25-mile radius around that school out in Latrobe. So you're talking a pretty good geography. We're very fortunate and blessed to have a lot of manufacturing in Indiana County and in Westmoreland County. So, again, the bulk of the students are probably from Westmoreland County, but we see some of the folks coming in at our site on the south side from as far away as Ohio. We've had them come in as far away as Katanning. So it really depends on whether or not the person's willing to travel and invest a little bit of their time and effort in just getting to the site, so then we can help them be successful with our training. So
now, one thing we did not cover, and I wanted to before we get out of here, somebody who was entering into the program, is it standard the length of time they're going to have to be in the program before they earn their certification or whatever the certificate is that they get?
Sure. So we issue industry-recognized credentials through a national metalworking association that we call NIMS. And typically what you're going to see is about probably about 250 to 300 hours of training before you have enough of the entry-level skills where we can then help you build your resume, do some mock interviewing with you, put together a nice portfolio, and then help you start putting resumes out to begin the interviewing process with the company. So typically with the Eastern Westmoreland, you're probably going to end up seeing yourself training there for anywhere from 3 to 4 months before you start your job search. So a little bit of investment in time, but again, it's in the evening. So if you're currently working, but you're not working in a job that's maybe paying the bills the way you wish they would, it's very convenient to be able to invest in your evenings and still come out with a future career that's going to really pay a family wage.
He is Neil Ashbaugh, and if you want to learn more about New Century Careers, it's ncsquared.com. Neil, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Oh, always a pleasure, and I'm glad that you let us come on and talk to your audience. We know there's people out there that could benefit from this program, and again, being free, sometimes people have concern like what kind of quality is free. Well, I can tell you we've been doing this for over 20 years and have placed hundreds of people into apprenticeship programs after our program. So I would ask people to act now. Absolutely. Get on board.
All right, Neil.
It's a good time to do so.
Absolutely. All right. Very good. Thanks for being with us this morning. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it, too. Thanks, Todd, for your time.
Our pleasure. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. AM 1160.